Hello students, Michael Sanchez, violin teacher here. Hope you guys are having a good day or evening. Today we're going to be working on a piece that's in 3 flats. So in previous lessons we've worked on other keys, but this one we have not worked on yet. Playing the key of E flat is, I would say, semi-common. Definitely have to know it if you're going to play an orchestra someday. And we're going to be working on this in a piece, an Adagio piece today, which is called the Etude de Fiorillo. Okay, so to play in the key of E flat, we have to make sure that we're familiar with, obviously, playing A flats, which is the 3rd flat. So basically we have A flat, low 4 on the D string, and we have some other easily missed A flats. So when we're shifting up into 3rd position, which I do suggest on the D natural, which is actually indicated in this piece right here, we follows with an E flat touching the D. This note is your other A flat, which is actually going to be a low 1 in 3rd position. So the same way that you would play an F natural in 1st position, you're going to play a low 1 in 3rd for the A flat. So there's one of your A flats. The first one was right here, low 4 on the D string in 3rd. Our hand stays in 3rd position for these 4 notes. We have B flat, which is actually a space apart from the A flat, but it's a low 2. Then we have a whole step 3, whole step 4. So actually all these notes that I just boxed are whole steps. And then we have a half step at the top, but we actually use a finger stretch to find that. Then coming back down, we do 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, which is actually low 1, just like we did before coming up. And then I suggest shifting into 1st position for the G natural, then low 1 for the F natural, low 4, touching your D, low 1, B flat, low 4, A flat. Make sure you're not missing those. I think it's a little bit easier to be out of tune coming down, so you'll really be watching yourself coming down. All right, let's try the E flat major going up. Very good. One thing that's really important with playing this scale is as you're going up, you have the 1, 2, 3, 4 finger stretch. Make sure that you keep your 1, 2, and 3 in the same spots because obviously you're coming right back to them. So you're doing 4, 4, and then right back to 3, 2, 1. Most students that do this scale, they tend to lift fingers or their hand is too low, and then when they're doing the 4, they kind of get their hand out of position. So for those of you guys that are here in the live class, watch how my hand stays still. And my 4th finger is the only thing moving for the stretch. So, sorry, let me do. So here's my hand position. I'm going to keep it right there. So obviously much more efficient because you already found the notes going up the scale. All right, let's try the 3rds, which are going to be a little more challenging. Ready, go. On the arpeggio. Just like that. So yeah, that'd be fine to go through there for a good warm-up. So work on that for next week. All right, let's go on to our assignment, which is the excuse me, the piece here, one second. The etude Fiorillo. Okay, so in the last class we talked about the importance of counting properly in any piece, but with an adagio when you're playing slow, it's extremely important to have a good foot tap going. And we actually worked on counting in 16th notes for the majority. From here to here, we actually focused on everything in there was subdivided 16th notes. So for those of you guys that didn't watch the first lesson, let me just go through that section and count out loud how it sounds to be actually count in 16th notes. So it would be, and if you're really lost, go back to the first lesson of this, which will kind of explain it further, how to count and subdivide 16ths. But yeah, starting right there, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like that. So that's a really good way to count that section, basically subdividing in 16th notes. Raise your hand if you guys understand what I just did there. Okay. Raise your hand if you guys need to potentially go to the last lesson to maybe get a good lesson on how to do that. That's fine, either way. Okay. All right, let's continue on because, I did focus on the first part in the last class. So we're basically going to be working on starting right here and forward. Okay, so we're in the key V flat, so the same finger spots as we just did with the scale. We're piano, so soft, and then a crescendo. We have some staccato coming up, and accidental D flat. Also, make sure we watch that. So I'm just going to play through the next couple lines and then talk about it. Ready, go. Like that. Okay, so let me give you guys some suggestions of fingerings, as I don't think this is all good in first position. Anytime you have an adagio or something really slow, you definitely want to avoid crossing strings as much as possible, and getting that G string sound really is really good to do as much as possible, especially in a slow piece. So yeah, to start it, I suggest shifting pretty quickly. I actually like going to the third because then you can kind of do a slide back, which kind of sounds cool. So I want you guys to try to do that. Make sure that your hand is really loose when you're shifting. Make sure you're not pressing down too hard on any note. That's really important to be able to get that nice smooth shift down. There can't be any reliance on holding the instrument with the left hand. So we're trying to get this sound like that. So. Like that. Right here, I just suggest being in first. Shift again. Back to do that same thing again. And right here, I suggest probably being in second, actually. Raise your hand if you guys have done some second position. Okay. So I suggest doing this whole part here in second, as that really works out well to play this whole part on the D string. So I'd suggest working on that. You could actually go into second sooner than than right at this point, but I kind of like creating that slide down sound. You could just go into second right here, right there, but let's actually do it different. What I was just suggesting earlier with that slide down. So we're going to shift in third here. So we're doing this, then we're doing here, and then trying to create that sound into first position. And then doing the same thing here, going to third here. So here we're going in first. I suggest playing these two notes at the frog. I don't think it has to be like crazy off the string, but brush, I would say a brush stroke there. So it's like, doesn't have to be, but it's, now we definitely want to be in third position for that. Actually, we could stay in second. Yeah, let's stay in second for that. So this is going to be four. So this will be good practice for you guys to work on second. 3, 2, 3, 2. And then let's go back to first here, back in the first position right there. Yeah, I think that would sound good to shift up right there. Right there, so let's do a shift there. And depending on how advanced you guys are, I mean, you guys don't have to do every fingering I'm suggesting, but I'm basically just telling you what I would do. And it's a little bit more picky in an adagio because it's slow. You just want to have that perfect sound as far as not being, in that first position mode, crossing strings. You'd rather stay on the same string. This sounds a lot better. So right there, I think that's good to shift because, yeah, otherwise this is the sound comparison. We have either like that or raise your hand if you guys can tell the difference between those two sounds. Or it's kind of bland, isn't it, when you cross strings like that? All right, let's take from the beginning of that, from what we have so far. You guys can play along. I'm also going to apply some dynamics into this. It starts soft, kind of builds up, builds back down. We have some crescendo, decrescendos, and then I'm going to follow my fingerings. Ready, go. Like that. So yeah, we applied some dynamics in there. Okay, so let's continue on here. I would say staying in third would be fine. And then here is good in third as well. Actually, it works out fine into the odd tempo to be in third. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, I don't like that. So let's go back to first position on the odd tempo. Right there. Okay, let's see what we got. Yep, and with those grace notes, you just basically just play those as quick as you can before the bass note. So it's like that. So anything with that, if you guys are struggling to do that, I would suggest just playing without and then adding on later on. Like that. So yeah, just kind of simplify that, and that should work to eventually get those grace notes. Okay, so I think that would be a good spot to work towards. Actually, do we just have one more line? Let me check here. We just have one more line. I should probably just finish it off, shouldn't I? Problem is I ran out of space here. Because if I scroll down, as you guys can see, I lose what I had before. What should I do? Okay, I think what I'll do is I'll just teach the last line, but I won't write any fingerings in because that's going to mess things up with the screenshot I'm about to do. Okay, so let's do the last line together. Ready, go. Just like that. So yeah, those are triplets there. So count those. If I start the last line again, count, tap to quarter note, tap. Right here, triplets. So for every 3, it's going to be a tap, 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 tap. I would do that in 3rd position. Like that. Okay, let me play through the whole piece top to bottom so you guys can play along at home, and then I'll give you guys a screenshot at least of the second part where I wrote those fingerings in. All right, ready, beginning, go. Like that. All right, so I hope you guys have that to play along to, and obviously the more vibrato you add to this, the better, and certainly that's going to help your ability to get a good sound. Make sure that you're nice and relaxed as you're shifting back and forth, as I think a lot of students might be grabbing the fingerboard too tight. Try to aim at the very tips of the fingers on each of the notes you're placing. I find a lot of students, when they shift into a position, they tend to kind of grab as they shift, and then it kind of causes them to hold the instrument with the left hand instead of just letting it slide, and then just very minimally putting pressure into the string. And that's going to allow you guys to just get that nice, smooth overall sound that really shows up really either in a good way or bad way in an adagio. Hope that makes sense. Okay. So I think I'm going to hang out with the people in the live class right now and just kind of take some questions. So hopefully I encourage you guys to come in and join us in the future. You guys will be able to see me play and chat with me face-to-face. So join us in the future to our live webinars, which you can sign up for at violintutorpro.com. Yes, have a great night.